If I learned anything from my recently failed van trip down to Florida, it's that you won't get very far without a plan. So once I was back home and ready for another adventure, I promised myself I would plan things properly this time, while still leaving enough room for some spontaneity when the opportunity arises. This time, I'll be taking a tour of 4 different national parks surrounding the lower Appalachian mountain range, plus meeting up with some friends along the way, and continuing my goal of visiting every national park in the country. Good morning from Rod's Auto Repair in Beattyville, Kentucky. I'm here for an oil change, and because sometimes I'm getting a dash notification that my oil pressure is low and it wants me to turn the engine off immediately. So hopefully I can get everything sorted out and on my way to Mammoth Cave. That didn't take too long, so I am now no longer anxious knowing that there are no more mechanical issues with the van, at least not right now, and I can continue on to Mammoth Cave. So I finally arrived here in Mammoth Cave, but unfortunately because of the delays I had, I realized that I basically have less than 24 hours in this park, so I want to try to make the most of it. Aside from the vast cave formations, Mammoth Cave National Park is also notable for its history, including Sand Cave, which became a notorious point of interest almost 100 years ago, when cave explorer Floyd Collins was trapped inside. It may not look like much from here, but below that overhang is a network of narrow, winding passages that Floyd was eagerly exploring, until he got stuck in a narrow passage 55 feet below the surface. The rescue operations became somewhat of a spectacle during his 14 days trapped in the cave, but despite many attempts, Floyd finally died of exposure, and the crowds dispersed. But visitors still come here to Sand Cave to see the place where this early American cave explorer had his last moments. Really quiet. It feels like a tomb. So I guess it's kind of fitting. Could not ever do any sort of exploratory caving. That is so terrifying to me, and the idea that they did it in gosh, what was it, 1925? Absolutely not. I just finished having dinner at this local restaurant just outside of Mammoth Cave, and I'm really glad I actually went here because my server happened to be the grandson of the owner, and he was telling the story of how when he was in 7th grade, his grandfather came down the stairs on Christmas and said, for Christmas I got you all jobs, and held up a picture of the place, and he said everyone thought his grandfather was crazy, but it seemingly worked out. The place was great, and everyone was super nice. And they gave me so much brisket, it feels like I didn't even make a dent. But, yeah, a nice way to end the day before I hang out back at the campground and wait for my cave tour tomorrow morning.
step. Use the handrail when you see a handrail. Also, we are going to be sticking together. We don't want to be more than 10 feet apart.
Was very close to oversleeping, but I did make it, and we're on our way to the cave now. Okay, in the cave. Mammoth Cave is the longest cave system in the world, with over 400 miles of limestone and sandstone passageways. But despite its massive size, there are still some areas where you have to squeeze through. Kinda just limboed my way down there. It worked though. That was 24 hours at Mammoth Cave. A little sad I had to cut things short, but I saw what I came here to see, and yeah, it was a nice tour, nice campground, and glad that I got to spend what little time I did here. So I'm gonna start the van up and keep driving south.